I stopped looking at my window when I was 15. I never really decided to. My room sat between floors, not upstairs, not the basement, just in between. One wall faced the backyard, the other was covered in mirrors. At night, the window stayed behind me, but I could still see it. The mirror held it there. The house was quiet in the way suburban houses are quiet, not silent, just occupied. Pipes settling, air moving through vents, someone shifting in another room, normal sounds, the kind you stop noticing. Then there was something else. Not every night, not even often, just enough. A soft pressure outside the window, something shifting its weight, a sound that didn't belong to wind or branches, something close to the glass. Every time I turned around, there was nothing. The fence line was still, the ground untouched, the trees barely moved. That should have been enough. For a while it was. Then I started noticing the mirror, only at night. When the room went dark and the glass turned flat, the reflection didn't match, not in any clear way. The blinds would be slightly more open, just enough. And the dark outside didn't feel the same. The real window looked like a backyard. The reflection didn't stop there. I never said that out loud. I stopped checking the window, stopped turning around. It was easier to look forward, easier to let the mirror handle it. That was the first mistake. One night, something moved in the reflection. Not fast, not sudden. Just there and then, not. A change behind the blinds. I turned around hard enough to knock my chair over. The window was empty. The yard looked normal. Too normal. Listen, what stayed with me wasn't that I saw something. It was how nothing reacted. The room didn't shift. The air didn't move. The house stayed the same, like I hadn't interrupted anything. After that, I started sleeping facing the mirror. Weeks would pass without anything happening. Then I would wake up for no reason. And before I even opened my eyes, I would know not to look. Sometimes I looked anyway. The blinds in the reflection would be open a little wider. The dark would sit closer. Once I thought I saw something resting just outside the frame. I blinked. It was gone. Once I heard breathing, not loud, not uneven, just steady. The kind of breathing you don't notice until it's already been there. I pulled the blanket over my head and waited. It didn't stop right away. It faded only after I turned my face away from the mirror. That part didn't make sense. Years passed like that. Not evenly. Long stretches of nothing. Then a night where the reflection felt wrong again. I learned how to move around it, how to get dressed without looking, how to turn off the light without checking behind me. The room stayed the same. I just stopped meeting it directly. Something was wrong. One winter night, the wind shook the house, branches scraping, something hitting the siding. The yard sounded disturbed. By morning, it was quiet again. My dad went outside to check. I stayed in my room. I was sitting on the edge of the bed when I heard him shout. Not loud, just once. Then nothing. I went to the stairs. He was in the yard staring up at my window. Not at me. At the space just below it. He came inside fast, locked the door, called the police before he explained anything. He said there had been something standing outside my room, close enough to look in, not moving. When he shouted, it ran. The police came. They searched the yard, the alley, the street. They found marks near the fence. Nothing else. No one saw anything. No one found anyone. That should have made it simple. It didn't. Because what he saw was outside the real window. And that wasn't what had been there. It didn't make sense. I remember lying in bed that night staring at the mirror. The window sat there in the reflection. Quiet. Unchanged. Nothing outside. Nothing at the glass. Still. It felt like something had just stepped away. Not from the yard. From the reflection. After that, I stopped trying to understand it. I moved out a few years later. My parents replaced the mirrors, said the room felt brighter. I never asked what it looked like at night. There's one detail I keep coming back to. Small, easy to ignore. On the nights I heard breathing, I would force myself to turn and look directly at the window. Nothing was ever there, not once. Then I would look back at the mirror, and the feeling would return immediately, as if something had been there the whole time, waiting. Even now, I don't let mirrors face windows in the dark. I cover one of them before I sleep. Not both, just one. I don't know which one I'm trying to block, or which one is closer.